And so next thing I know, she yells like, oh, well, you're not supposed to put your hands on teachers. You know you can get suspended for that. And I'm looking at her like, what?
Splash in my bag when I spaz, look like a fashion gig. Nice. We strapping packages.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Jazz, and let's get into this story time right now. So, I could tell you this, for you guys who don't know me, I'm not a bad person. And I wasn't a bad kid either. Like, honestly, like, if you ask people who grew up and knew me, I wasn't a mean, smart aleck kid that liked to pop off sometimes. Because sometimes people try people and you gotta show people that you're not afraid. Either way, this all started when I was around 8 years old. Now, let me tell you about my teachers. First of all, I had two of them in second grade. And literally polar opposites. First teacher, she was the main teacher. And we'll call her Miss Honey. You know why? Because she literally looked like Miss Honey from Matilda. Like, if you haven't seen Matilda, for one, that's one of my favorite movies. She had the same hair length, she wore like the same clothes style, and she used to smell like warm vanilla sugar from Bath and Body Works. She never raised her voice ever. And then you got this other teacher. She loved to be in charge. She wanted you to know that she was the teacher. She was the head teacher in charge, even though she was really the assistant on the side, but here nor there. She also was not attractive. I'm sorry, I'm not throwing shade, but she really wasn't. She was very manly. Honestly, I think she might have been a lesbian because she kind of dressed like a dude. She always wore her hair back in like a tight, like ponytail to the back of the neck. I don't know what's going on with her, but she also had manly hands. Like she had like, and then she bit her fingernails. So for that reason, she's gonna be called Miss Trunchbull because it fits. Miss Trunchbull is principal in Matilda. I'm not gonna tell the movie because I don't tell movies. It was lunchtime. I forgot my snack money, aka my ice cream money, in my pencil box in the classroom. So I asked Miss Honey, you know, can I go back get my ice cream money? You know what I'm saying? I want some ice cream too. She was like, sure, go ahead. So I go in the classroom. We don't have doors on our classrooms. It's just walls that separate each classroom, but they don't go all the way to the top. I go in the classroom, go straight to my pencil box. Oh, look who's there sitting at the table eating lunch in the dark by themselves. Yeah, Miss Trunchbull, right? And so I don't even say anything to her. I just go to my pencil box, fish out my little quarters or whatever, and then I grab my glasses, and then I'm about to be out. But who told you could come in here? Miss Honey. I'm trying to like get away and like get from around her, but like at this point she's like in front of me, so I can't do anything. She's like gets in my face and she starts pointing. I'm just standing there waiting to go back to the cafeteria, and I guess I didn't say what she wanted to hear, or I didn't answer her fast enough, because all of a sudden she snatches my glasses out of my hand.
Oh, hell no!
At this point, even in second grade, I knew this was not a game that was going to be played. So I'm just trying to like snatch them back, and I'm like, give me my glasses back. And she's like snatching them away from me like, haha, too slow, kind of like playing with me, and I'm getting madder and madder. So at this point, I guess she gets mad. She starts raising her voice at me. Like, I'm not even like, listening to anything she's saying, because like she's like over me at this point. I'm more focused on eye level, which were those manly baseball hands. I was going to retrieve those glasses if it was the last thing I do. As she's talking and all this stuff, I start going in slow motion in my head, and I'm eyeing the glasses, I'm eyeing the glasses, I'm eyeing the glasses, and all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, whoop, snatch them straight out of her hand. And she looking down at her hands like she can't even believe what just happened. You can get suspended for that. And I'm looking at her like, what? Like I said, I'm just trying to get my glasses back. And you know, at this point she's making a scene and she's yelling. And so other teachers are coming in. Miss Honey comes, and then I'm just like, all right, great, Miss Honey's here. I'm gonna tell her what happened. And before I could even reach her, Miss Trunchbull runs up to her and like pulls her to the side. Miss Honey comes over to me with this sad look on her face, and she's just like, oh, Jasmine, I'm just so disappointed in you. And I'm just like, even her disappointment voice was never high octaves at all. I was crushed. I was like, my soul like crumbled a little bit, because this was my favorite teacher and she doesn't believe me. And so at this point, I can't trust nobody. The security guards end up coming. Miss Trunchbull's like, take her away. And then the security guy's like, yeah, you have to come with us. And I'm just like, no, I'm not going. Everybody's looking at me. And so the guy comes up to me and he like scoops me like a potato sack and just puts me on his shoulder. And so I'm out of control at this point. I'm kicking, screaming, yelling, get off me, but he's just walking like it ain't nothing. And you know, as I'm going up to the office, which is where I knew I was headed to, which is why I was really upset, because this principal was allowed to paddle students. And who he paddling? Not me. So it's gonna be a lot of running in that office, because I'm not gonna sit still for that. But the thing is, he could only paddle you if your parents allowed him and gave him permission. And I didn't know if my mom gave this strange man permission to paddle me. So I wasn't about to take it. It was a 50-50 chance there. I didn't want to find out. Did I just get like stone cold quiet? I don't say nothing. Anybody ask me something, I don't talk. I'm not speaking. I'm just like, not until my representative come, which I knew they won't call my mother. But it hit me then that like, yo, they're gonna call your mom, they're gonna tell her like you hit a teacher and like you gonna get in a lot of trouble. So at this point I'm crying again, because I already knew like this is not good. Like the situation that I've put myself in somehow is not good, because my mom's gonna have to leave work and then she's gonna wonder why. And honestly, if my mom does whoop me, I'm prepared to run again. Well, she comes or whatever, and I know at this point she's talked to like multiple people about the situation, and then when I see her, my eyes just well up and I'm like teared up. I'm like, all right, here we go. If you look like you've been hurt, maybe she'll go easy on you, and then you know it won't be so bad. So, and then she's like looking more worried. Her tone is not like anger. It's like, well, what's going on? What's wrong? I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't say nothing. And I knew in my head, like, I know eyes is watching and ears is all over the place. I don't trust this school. I don't trust these people. I ain't talking until I get in the car. And so once I got in the car, I told her, you know what happened? What? Like, she took your glasses out of your hand. And I'm just like, yeah, she did. And then, you know, she was just like, like, no. And then because of that, I think she realized, like, yeah, she's not telling the story. Like, clearly this kid is upset. You can clearly see it's not a lie. And so I did get suspended, however, for 3 days, and I didn't get in trouble or anything like that. But, you know, I got to watch TV and movies, so that was cool. But, you know, I still had to get suspended. Got my 3 stripes, you know what I'm saying? All because I went down in history as a young thug who hit their teacher, even though I really didn't. Going back to school, I was like, I ain't fooling with Miss Trunchbull, F Miss Trunchbull. I don't got no 2 words to say to her. Let her take my glasses. Yeah, she was gonna happen. And, you know, of course in 2nd grade you have to speak to your teachers if they speak to you. So it would be like, Jasmine, and I'd be like, Miss Trunchbull. And that was it. Like, we ain't had no more beef. The moral of this story, I will say, if you are someone younger and you're in a situation where someone of power can put you in a situation where you could lose your job, or they're telling a story that
in my
affects your
bag
future,
when I spaz, look like a
go
fashion
tell
gig.
someone else
We strapping
that has
packages.
some
My
authority,
crew got a lot
and
to
you
give.
document
Splash
this.
in my bag
So
when
yeah,
I
that's my
spaz, look
story.
like
I
a
hope you
fashion
guys
gig.
enjoyed it.
We
Make sure
strapping
you
packages.
subscribe,
My
click
crew
that
got a
like
lot to
button,
give.
and I'll come back
Cracking
with
it
some
down
more
with this.
story times.
Y'all remember about this in her stereo? This copper been stalking you
But
niggas know.
until
When
next
the
time,
mission,
you
my
guys,
vision is
I'll see you
pivotal.
later.
Hear it back,
Ciao.
clean, let the symbol go. These niggas hysterical. I tell them quit theory, my series.